Welcome again. So there's this thing that is happening that people are beginning to pay attention to, and is this generational gap that is happening between parents and kids, between Gen Zs and millennials and Gen Alpha. And why am I pointing at it? Because I think it's very, very relevant. Now, intergenerational knowledge is knowledge between three classes of generations in this conversation. Generation X, which is people who are in their 60s and 70s. Generation Y, which is millennials, people who are in their 30s and 40s. And Generation Z, which are what we call the Gen Z, people probably right now in their 20s. And I think that there's a huge gap between them that needs to be talked about. Let me give you an example. When you have a problem now as a millennial, Gen Y, right? And you go to your parents to go and say, here's the problem that I'm having. I'm trying to raise money, raise capital to do this business. I don't know whether I should take a loan or I should look for investors. I don't know how it's going to go. Do you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you to pray to God. That's what they're going to tell you. Pray so that somebody somewhere will carry that money and come and give you. And I'm not the type that bashes religion. I think religion is a very necessary tool. But what I'm pointing at is that they don't even understand what that system is. Why? Because 80% or even more than that of that generation, Generation X, the people who are in their 60s and 70s now, 80% of them were not entrepreneurs. They didn't need to raise capital. They needed to graduate from school, get a good job, and work in a good company, and grow up that chain till they were able to do what? To retire into a nice pension plan. That's it. It's not like they're not complaining now, but that's the life that they were living. Meanwhile, the millennials and the Gen X, they discovered that, whoa, at the rate that we're going, with what we are being paid, we're not going to be able to afford a house. We're not going to be able to, to achieve all those dreams that these Gen X are putting in our head. When parents will look at your kids and like, I'm praying for you so that you graduate. As you graduate, you get a good job. And from the good job, you come and build house, big one. You don't build one house for me. My mother house, they come. Because that's what's happening now. And we need to address this intergenerational gap. Because if we don't, a lot of people are going to consistently be put under pressure. So I think that's why this conversation is necessary. Let's separate what is possible from what is not possible. Let's know which generation is talking to which generation. Between Gen Zs and millennials, you see that they are quite similar. Gen Zs dress almost similar to millennials. Gen Zs are very internet savvy. They are what we call digital natives, just like millennials. But you see the gap between them and Generation X, god damn it, is far. It's really far. And you can see how this plays in so many spheres. It plays in politics. Yes, now it plays in politics, because the generation that is currently in places of political power is the Gen X. It's those people who are in their 60s, 70s and above. Those are the ones in power, and they are so completely disconnected from the lives that millennials and Gen Zs are living, from the desires and dreams that millennials and Gen Zs have. And unless we find a way to reconcile this difference, we'll continue to fall over ourselves. So it's a very important gap that we address that intergenerational knowledge and transfer the things that are valuable from one generation and discard the things that are not valuable from that generation as we continue to proceed. Okay? See you next time. It was nice talking to you.